The Vampire Stream. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back on the Vampire Stream. Let's get it, people. We got some things to talk about on the late night. The Vampire Stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. We own the night. I got my water. Passive student says Keith Thurman needs to go somewhere with this bull. You ain't part of the discussion until you get ready to fight. I respect that. I did a video about it. Check it on the channel. We working, man. These young boys can't beat me. My thoughts on Keith Thurman. You know what? I'm just gonna play it for you. We're gonna jump right in on the Vampire Stream. Shout out to Brendan Schaub and his show Below the Belt. They had Keith Thurman on as a guest. The Vampire Stream. This is what he had to say.
And I mean, Errol Spence, he's kind of, most would say, the king of the division right now, with you being out. No disrespect, but Errol Spence is a bit of a,
I love his nickname. His nickname is the Truth, right?
Yeah, the Truth.
I love his nickname because the funny thing is, there is no truth till he sees me.
Yeah.
You know, the truth happens right here.
Love it.
You know? So, but he's an amazingly talented individual. He's got great technique. He's got a great trainer, you know, great work ethic.
That man said work ethic.
He's ranked number 2 for a reason.
Yeah.
He'd be ranked number 1 if it wasn't for me.
Correct.
But because he is the ranked number 2 fighter, I will respect that. Yeah. And I cannot just jump at him without having myself back properly.
All right. The Vampire Stream. That's what Keith Thurman had to say on our time, the Vampire Time. So, my thoughts are this: like, first of all, I don't know what work ethic is. You better not duck me, Thun. I don't know what no work ethic is. No, I'm just playing. But my thing is like this: like, it sounds good to say that, but it's not believable unless you're in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, Keith Thurman has kind of been the Derrick Rose of boxing, you know, plagued with injuries, enormous talent, but always on the sidelines for one reason or another. You know what I mean? And it sounds weird to me to say a bold statement like, oh yeah, I like that kid. What's his nickname? The Truth? There ain't no truth until you see me, you know? Okay, like, that sounds cool. That sounds like you getting Brody. You know, you jumping bad. You're like, okay. There ain't no truth until he comes to you. That sounds good. But then in the same interview, in the same stanza, you say, I respect him. He's a good fighter, which is cool. And you say, he's so good that I'm not going to get in the ring with him straight away. I got to take a tune-up. So to me, it just, that's kind of like mixed signals. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, there ain't no truth till you come through me. That sounds like boisterous and like, okay, now we talking. But then you also say that you can't fight him, you know? Okay, you got to take a tune-up. So you don't know when you're going to fight him, basically. So it just, to me, it's like oil and water. Those two things don't mix. You know, it's just like this. It really, AJ, Anthony Joshua, and Keith Thurman are in similar situations. If you really think about it, they're being hunted down by a person, and as a result, the person who was trying to smoke them out, their profile has went from here to here in a short time. You know, Deontay Wilder, his profile was about here. His brand was about here. But since he's been calling out Joshua aggressively and smoking him out, his brand went up here. Errol Spence was like known like that, you know, like he's a cult classic. Floyd had been praising him, Freddie Roach and stuff, but not the whole world. But then ever since he's been like really gunning for Keith Thurman, his brand went from here to here. So it's almost a mirror situation in two different divisions, the heavyweight and the welterweight division. You know, you have Anthony Joshua, who's looking like the guy that doesn't want to fight the guy, and same thing with Keith Thurman. And the thing that makes it worse for these fighters, I'm trying to tell you, because I be with the fans. Like, I be with fighters, but I also be with the fans. It makes it worse when you're talking the rah-rah, right? But then you also have a reason why you can't fight that person. You know, that's almost the worst way to play your cards, because people like the rah-rah. You know, people love the WWE build-up. People like the trash talk, the banter. Like, oh shit, he said ain't no truth. Yeah, now we get, and it seems like we're getting somewhere, but we're really not, because you said you don't even know when you're fighting next. And you said even when you do fight next, you're saying the same thing you said last time before you disappeared and you were doing interviews, and you were saying, oh, I'm not worried about Errol Spence. Not gonna happen, baby. You know? So it's like nothing has really changed. So you can't be like, he has a great work ethic and all this, and say there's no truth till he sees you. He's trying to see you. So if you're not ready for that, then it doesn't make sense. You know, it reminds me like Joe Joyce. He's an upcoming heavyweight. You know, he said something to the fact of, I can't wait to fight Luis Ortiz and blah, 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 but I'm not ready. I want to take a couple fights. Then what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, because when I see it, when I see the interview, you know, in the headline, it says Joe Joyce wants to fight Luis Ortiz. So, you know, I'm going to click on it because, I rate Luis Ortiz in the heavyweight division, you know. So I'm like, okay, somebody finally stepping up, want to fight Joe Joyce. Want to fight Luis Ortiz. We getting somewhere, right? And then I look, and he says, I can't wait to fight Luis Ortiz later down the line. See, that's people not trying to hear that. Like, because the thing is, why don't you call why don't people call the person out when they're ready to fight them? Well, like, that doesn't even seem like such a difficult concept to grasp. But why is that not happening? Why we have people talking about it in advance? Oh yeah, there ain't no truth. Ain't no truth till he sees me. I'm like, that sounds good. Let's see the fight. Oh no, I'm not ready yet. Passive student said clout chasing. Maybe. But I see, that's what I'm saying. Nobody's trying to hear that. Like, see, Keith Thurman, people, I don't know if it's the pressure gets to the guys or whatever, hearing all the negativity. So they're like, fuck that. And then, they want to stand their ground and get some dignity to their name. But it makes it worse, I'm telling you, because if you're not ready to fight the person in anytime soon, then it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Keith Thurman, people are already talking about Crawford and Spence now, and they're going back and forth. Spence is saying I'm better than Crawford, and then Crawford saying you was drunk, I'm the A-side boy, and we'll see. People have already kind of moved on from Keith Thurman, Errol Spence. Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, they moved on in the sense of like, they just figured we don't know what's up with Keith, so whatever, fuck it. I'm sick of trying, and he puts himself back in the position where it's like, okay, now he's back, and then it's still another disappointment because you're not trying to fight the man anytime soon. So realistically, like, why would you let people that already come to grips with you're not fighting Spence anytime soon because of mandatories, because of injuries and tune-ups needed and all that? So why would you say this? It just, like I said, it doesn't make sense. Listen, Crawford the best? Ain't no best. Who's the best? Nas, Pac, and Big? Ain't no best. East, West Coast, I embrace y'all with napalm. Ain't no best until they fight, Crawford. Somebody said 1 million DAZN app downloads in one day. Where'd you hear that from? Where'd you hear there was 1 million DAZN downloads in a day? I didn't hear anything about that. Real Brother 32 is funny as shit. He said, "You a lying ass." Where did you hear one? You gotta cite your source, bro. Hey, I'm about to block you. Cite your source. You know what I mean? You gotta cite your source. You gotta cite your source, bro. Where is this one day shit? Cite your source or you will be blocked. I ain't heard shit about no 1 million downloads. And see, bro, the other thing is with, you're talking about 1 million downloads, the shit is free. To download it, it doesn't cost any money. So that's like really fake news to me, even if it was 1 million, because they haven't. Hold on. So yesterday night, I looked at it and it had 71 reviews. It only has 106 reviews now. And you said 1 million people downloaded it. Hey, where does it tell you how many people downloaded it? I don't even know. I don't even look at stuff like that. Hey, I got an iPhone. Where does it tell you how many people downloaded this shit? I'm on it right now. I don't know. Where does it tell you how many downloads? I don't know where it even tells you that information. Where does it tell you that? I don't know. I have an iPhone, so I don't know how to check. But either Ego, who would have thought Eddie Hearn listens to your live streams? LOL. Why you say that? Motherfucker, I am boxing. A lot of these dudes listen to my streams, whether they admit it or not. Hey, DAZN gotta do something with these reviews. AK King. Like, this still got me dying. This review got me dying. Hold on. These DAZN reviews look fake as shit. I'm just gonna be real. Look, just read what it says, bro. Why is it showing up so crazy? Hey, oh, I think I figured out. Hold on. I figured out what I could do. Oh my God. Damn it. I guess not. Read these. Happy fan from AK King. This app is what I be waiting for my entire life as a fight fan. That shit sound fake as fuck. That review sound fake as hell. Look, he said, hold on. 5 stars. This app is what I've been waiting for my entire life as a fight fan. Come on, bro. You want me to believe that that's a real review? And how is it what you've been waiting for and you haven't even watched a fight on it yet? Hey, #1 boxing fan said, LOL, sounds like a little kid. Eddie Hearn got little Eddie Jr. to do a review or some shit. Come on. This app is what I be waiting for me entire life. Come on. Listen, y'all gotta stop asking me about PBC fighters if they were drinking alcohol. That I don't care. Like, why is it? Listen, I understand fighters should be disciplined. These guys are human. They're grown-ups. None of these people are underage. If they want to drink alcohol, that's on them. You know, hopefully it doesn't show up in their performances. Why is everyone acting like drinking alcohol? I went to Mexico, the kids would be drinking at 13 and 14. You know, who gives a shit? These guys are grown ass. Like, I understand if it was like the Charlos and they're like 12 years old or some shit. Why is everyone, oh, look at these PBC fighters, they drink. You know, some of y'all sound like girls, like gossip. No offense to my women, but just like gossipy, like schoolyard girls or something. You ever look at People magazine and it'll be like, Jennifer Gardner, she drinks Starbucks like us. Like, it'd just be stupid. It'd be like, Ryan Felipe, he jogs like us. Like, no shit. These guys are regular people. You don't, like, so because you a celebrity, you don't drink Starbucks? Tell him, real brother. Straight beta male. I'm not no snitch. Like, even if I knew something, why would I get on here and just start blabbermouthing? Yeah, man, they was drinking fifths of Henny. Like, I don't know. I don't care what they was doing. I don't understand why you guys even care. Like, you act like it was underage drinking. Y'all funny. Someone said the Real Housewives of Boxing. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not that. They're grown men. Like, and the thing is, it be alcoholics on my videos and shit, and y'all questioning Spence or whoever drinking, and y'all some fucking alcohol. Y'all drink. What's the difference? Like, yeah, some of y'all probably do far worse than drinking. Beat your chicks up, child porn. I don't know what people do. You know what I mean? But y'all act like it. This is what's wrong with this society. Everybody, oh, you see what Kanye and Kim Kardashian did? You know, who cares? I don't really care what they did. You know, if you have kids and you don't want that to be your role model, cool. Don't, you know, tell your kids better. Show them a better way, but I wish I would make a video about PBC fighters drinking. I don't give a fuck what they like I said, it's not like they was buying drinks for minors in the Barclays crowd. These dudes are all 21. Tank's young, but he's still like 23, 24. Like, so even if I don't even think he drinks, to be honest. But, well, that's what he said on Twitter one time. But who cares? Even if he did, it's alcohol. Like, you guys act, I don't know. It's just, it's crazy to see the behavior of grown ass men. You know what I mean? Grown ass, oh, you see those Heyman fighters? They drink alcohol. They grown ups. You know? If anything, a lot of them have discipline because they be getting up and doing their running shit. You know, you try running 4 miles with a hangover. I don't really care. As long as they make it weight, being professional in terms of showing up at the weigh-ins and shit. Mike Faz NYC, again, that sound like beta male shit. We need it, man. I'm trying to help y'all become alpha males. He said, I'm more worried about Errol's weight. He looked heavy as fuck. I was next to him. He looked big, like muscular. Like he looked in shape. But at the end of the day, you got to look at it. Why are you worried about his weight? When is the last time he had a weigh-in naked or he failed weight? So what do you guys create? This is just like the Wilder Fury shit. I really don't get it. Oh, when are they doing the announcement? It's been 3 weeks. Oh, we don't even know when Errol Spence his next fight is. When does he miss weight? I don't get it. I don't understand. What are we spazzing off of? I don't get it. Like, when does Errol Spence miss weight and it wasn't a true professional? I really don't get it. So until that happens, like where he's constantly missing weight, you know, who cares? And the funny thing is, you don't. I mean, I can't. I'm not trying to badmouth nobody, but does anyone believe that Mikey Garcia doesn't drink? That Brandon Rios doesn't drink? Do you, like, honestly, I've literally seen pictures of Conor McGregor with alcohol. This man has his own whiskey. He let me drink some of it, and it was damn good, by the way. I drank it and I had an Irish accent for the rest of the night. I was like, man, fuck the Mayweathers. I don't know what you're thinking. Like, I was like, what's wrong with my voice and shit? I've literally seen, you could go to Conor McGregor's social media right now and thumb through his pictures, and he's on a yacht and shit drinking. What I don't even understand what this concept is. To be honest, to keep it a bill with you, keep it all the way real, Conor McGregor looked like he was drunk after Mayweather whooped him. He had liquor at the press conference at the podium, and he sounded a little sloshed. What the fuck are y'all talking to? Like, what are we talking about? That's real facts. I fuck with Conor McGregor too. I like Conor McGregor a lot. You know? But he was at the press conference. Fuck the Mayweather. I don't know what you're thinking. Like, he sounded a little bit gone too. Like, what are we talking about? I didn't hear people make this big of a deal, but people, Errol Spence, Adrian Broner, they drink, who cares? Conor McGregor's a grown ass man. Spence, Charlo, man, who cares? I'm not caring. When's Charlo miss weight? Like, what are we talking about? Y'all act like straight up beta males. I don't give a fuck what they do. I mean, as long as they like not cheating on pads and stuff and not getting busted for, you know, the foul shit like crazy, then who knows? I don't know what people do. These people, Robert Downey on coke when he was making the movies in the 80s, and Charlie Sheen and all that. What are we talking about? You know, Iron Man doing blow. These dudes are celebrities. They're regular people. And most of you, I'm not going to say most, but I'm sure a lot of you guys drink too. You guys act like, and not everyone's Floyd. I respect the fuck out of Floyd for being disciplined. Andre Ward, same deal. He don't drink, I don't believe. He hasn't, like he said, he hasn't drank in like 15, 20 years or something ridiculous. You know? What's up with it, Iron Man? Yeah. So I respect the guys who are like super disciplined, but that's just like saying Ward and Floyd and certain guys, they're cut from a different cloth. They go above, like, just Andre. That's why I'm happy to know Andre Ward, because he's an insightful person. You can learn a lot if you've ever been around him. You'll learn something like, damn, this dude works hard. You know, he'll teach you something about life, not like fuck boxing, right? So this is why I'm fortunate to have been around people like that. But not everyone's like that. So, for example, every single time I've seen Dre, every time, I've never seen him with a drink. I'm pretty sure he doesn't drink. But beyond that, he is always close to his fighting weight. Every single time I've seen him, his face don't look all puffy and bloated and all that, right? Same thing with Floyd. Like, every time I've seen Floyd, he retired or unretired. I went to his daughter's 16th birthday, and I think I don't know how old she is now. I want to say she's 18 or old. I don't know. But I went to his daughter's 16th birthday. It was lit too. They had catered food, Drake and Future performing. It was in Vegas. But every single time I see Floyd, he's in shape. Every single time. Same thing with Dre. I've never seen Dre, me personally, I've never seen Andre Ward and he looked like sloppy and beer belly and all that. That's why when he was in Creed 2, like, I seen a little snippet. I got loyalty inside my DNA. You know, when I see the little trailer, he looked like he was in mad shape. And this is after he retired when they filmed it. So, bottom line is, they're anomalies. You know, they do stuff above and beyond. But most guys don't cruise right by their fighting weight. Floyd does, Ward does. But 90% of these guys, whether they drink or not, 90% of them don't walk around anything close to what the facts, you know? Like I've seen all these guys, and I'm like, there's no way this dude is 126 right now or 147 right now. So people are holding guys to a standard that, you know, almost, I'm not gonna say it doesn't exist, but because I just named people it does exist with. Bernard Hopkins, you can add him to that crew. He never gets sloppy. Every time I see him, he has some shape to him. Pause. That sounds crazy, but you know, and everyone, these motherfuckers is retarded. Like this is why I just do my thing and keep it pushing. People, and see this, and this is why I know it's like double standards and shit, because these dudes, you guys are making videos about them drinking and talking in the comment section about them drinking, possibly drinking. I don't know. I wasn't with them, you know, but you believe they've been drinking based on how they sound or their body language, whatever. But Tyson Fury gained 1,000 pounds and looked like Thanos, you know, and needed a Jenny Craig diet, and he was confirmed on coke, confirmed by the 2 drug tests he failed, and he did an interview with Rolling Stone magazine. Right? These are all facts. You don't know what these other dudes put in their body, you know, because they didn't do no breathalyzer at the Garcia Porter fight, but you suspect they're drunk and you want to make a video about that, you know. So it's just like that's not me, you know. I'm not no like little gossip girl about shit. Like put it this way, people making videos and people leaving comments about PBC fighters being drunk. And I'm not saying they weren't drunk. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, to be honest. But I don't care. You know, show up for fights, you know, as long as you're not doing nothing crazy, you know what I mean? Whoever makes the video or leaves a comment, ask them what each fighter drank, since they know so much. Because I was there and I don't know what they had or if they drank at all. You know, I don't know nothing. So what? Like this is what I'm saying. Like it's like, what is the news? What is? Oh, I believe Errol was drunk. Okay, what did he drink? I don't know. You could just tell. I mean, what did he drink? Did you know how many drinks do you have? Did you know somebody? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? Like when I talk boxing, you know, I just do things my way. I'm trying to give you guys insight, but like something of a report. Like it's something to be reported. I try not to make a bunch of videos where I don't have any info. I don't know, you know, it's just all speculation. Me personally. That's me. That's it. And you know, it's worked out for me pretty well so far. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what them dudes was doing. All I know is what they said to me on camera and what, you know, things like that. But these dudes acting like, oh, they eat red meat. Oh, like they were drinking. I mean, they're above age. People act like it's crazy. And y'all watching this stream smoking weed and lace. Hey, chill. It's Angel does Smokey, and criticizing or like gossiping about the next man drinking alcohol. Who cares? And the other thing is this. One thing I do know about alcohol, because I drink, you know what I mean? What, y'all gonna make videos about, oh, Ego was drinking. These fighters, if you don't drink alcohol and you don't build up an immunity to it, then you can have very few, like, this is facts. You can have you can consume a little bit of alcohol, and that's gonna feel like a lot if you're not regularly drinking. So we don't even really know. You know, like, because there's been times where, let's say, I went on a little stint where I wasn't really drinking. Media exists. Ego's army be killing. Shout out to Hamza, man. Hamza said passive student. That's a fact. Meanwhile, Sergey Kovalev is a known alcoholic and they remain quiet. This is what we're talking about with the double standards. PBC fighters, they're being held to this crazy oh, they drink, right? And then the story legend has it, and we have no more extra information about Kovalev other than insight. But this insight, John David Jackson says it's true. Virgil Hunter says he talked to people in the industry and said it's true. And then apparently, based on Kovalev's performances, it looks like it could be true because he seems to gas out. You know, he seems to gas out and not like it to the body. Pause. You know, he doesn't like that body work. You know, and you know, I didn't see this influx of Kovalev videos talking about, oh, Kovalev. So on top of like being racist and shit like that, I didn't see people talk about Kovalev drinking other than, you know, when Virgil Hunter said it maybe. So what are we talking about? Like if I don't know Kovalev, so I don't know if he's drinking or not, but his old trainer who was around him said it's true. And his enemy, or Virgil Hunter or whatever, someone who's opposing him, said he talked to people in the industry, and his performances looked like it. Errol Spence has not been in there to this point where it looks like his outside life or whatever he does in his outside. Y'all keep saying, oh, he's gaining all this weight, and I think he was drinking, and won't. Right? Nothing that he's shown us in ring has been affected. So what do we really, like, you get what I'm saying? So Tyson Fury, you see how this goes? Tyson Fury was on coke, fact, failed 2 drug tests, got his Klitschko rematch canceled, disappeared, and gained mad weight, right? Kovalev, there's high speculation that he's racist and that he drinks heavily, you know, and I don't think he's ever denied that he's a drinker or that he drinks. But people mad because there's a lit fight at the Barclay, and they believe, based on mannerisms or whatever, that Errol Spence and PBC fighters drank. Oh, Broner's a bad influence. Like, listen, once again, these are all beta male comments to me. Broner, whatever Broner does is what Broner does. Why would Broner be the reason why another grown man does something? Listen, I believe heavily in freedom of choice. If you are that, you're probably a beta male if you're that easy to succumb to pressure and you really don't want to do something and you let another grown man tell you what to do. You know what I mean? I see people blaming Broner. Oh, Broner just turned everybody out. Like, you know what I mean? Bobby Brown and Whitney or some shit. These guys are all grown-ups. I'm pretty sure if they drank, it has nothing to do with Broner, you know? These guys can make up their own mind of what they want to do, what they need to do. So I just don't get all this, like, outrage. Oh, they drink like us. And we don't even know if they drank. You know? And, like, real talk, if you really want to be real, there's 2 Texas fighters I could think of. Say, y'all talking about Errol. There's 2 Texas fighters that just got DUIs not recent. Omar Figueroa has 2 DUIs, I believe. And then DAZN fighter and Rock Nation fighter Maurice Hooker just got one. So, you know, and these are all things that were reported. You know, I don't know that these other guys, I never heard anything about them getting DUIs. You know? So it's like, that's why to me, this is what happens in boxing. Motherfuckers get real selective. Omar Figueroa has 2 DUIs on wax. Like, Victor Ortiz has a DUI and he's in trouble right now for it, right? Maurice Hooker. But I don't see people acting crazy and talking about Victor Ortiz and making 1,000 videos about Victor Ortiz and saying, oh, you know, this and that, Victor Ortiz. Victor Ortiz got a couple cases. Him and his brother got in a fight at a country music concert. You know, so what are we really talking about? Like, and see, this is the thing. It's like, I'm not God. So I try not to just overly judge people's personal lives, you know. Thankfully, I never had no DUI or nothing. But, you know, what's done in the dark comes to light. So let them face whatever music. If they're headed down a downward spiral, then that's their situation. But it's just funny, you know. It's funny how, like, what people choose to to like who they choose to criticize. Like, yeah, the PBC fighters are ruining boxing. Like, there's like they're the only ones that ever drank in the fight game. You know, Mike Tyson, my favorite fighter. I watched his documentary. He talking about came into the fight. He was like, yeah, I went to the fight. I was fighting against, I don't know who he was fighting, but he was like, I was fighting against Rodney Dickinson and I was burning. And they were like, what do you mean you were burning? He was like, yeah, I contracted an STD. I had to collapse. He's talking about he went to his fight with an STD. Facts. Go listen to Mike Tyson's it's a documentary movie. I forgot which one. The one he started crying. He was talking about he had an STD in his fight. So I mean, Mike was wilding back in the day. So who knows whatever the fuck else he was doing. If you fighting with STDs, I see why you was knocking motherfuckers out. You was mad. You need that Valtrex or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He was I don't know what STD he said he had, but go watch it. He was like, yeah, my genitals. I wish I had a doctor for they can give me some medicine for my testicles. Like, he was tripping. This is boxing. This ain't nothing new. You know, Hagler probably drank. I don't know. We just speculate on every fighter that fucking drank. Who cares? I don't give a fuck about shit like this. Like I said, meanwhile, Conor McGregor in pictures with alcohol. Where's the outrage? You know? And there's definitely stereotypes about the Irish love to drink. You know? There's known stereotypes about that. Like, oh, you drink like an Irishman and shit. You know, whether it's a stereotype, but there's definitely stereotypes about that. But there's literal pictures of Conor McGregor drinking. You know, what the fuck? It's funny. I just opened up my phone, and there's a picture of Drake drinking. It's funny that we were just talking about drinking, and I opened my phone, and Drake, like, look at Drake. Oh, Drake, he drinks. He's from Toronto. He's drinking. Yeah, I told all the niggas I got that Al Heyman check. Yeah. Drake's drinking. Who gives a fuck? To be honest, y'all some rats and snitches, man. Like I said, that's why I just do me. Get my bucks. Have fun with this game. Keep it pushing. You know, Mac Miller, rest in peace. He just OD'd. So he was doing something beyond just drinking. Demi Lovato, she's in rehab. I mean, why don't we just judge everybody? If that's the case. She's in the rehab, I think, for heroin. You know, since y'all like to judge people, why don't you make videos about everybody? Everybody doing something. You know, I just don't choose to spend my life judging everybody's life and personal life. You know what I mean? Within reason. Like, if you molesting kids or something, that, you know, that we got to draw the line there. So that's my stance on it. I don't really care about who drank. Alcohol don't stay in your system for any length of time. Let's talk about some other things in the title of the video. HBO, man. You gotta do something, baby. HBO. Listen. I don't know if they're phasing boxing out, but it's looking ugly. Sam Cassell. Look. This shit can get uglier than a masterpiece sneaker. I'm trying to show y'all, man. White screen. What does that mean? Oh, you're saying you can't see it? Yeah, I know. It's damn, y'all some impatient motherfuckers. It's a white screen. Like, I'm aware. I don't know how I could show you because it's super dim. Hold on. I'm trying to see why it won't. Hold on. I think, did that do it? Hey, I need one of y'all computer whiz motherfucker. What is a good way I could showcase this screen? Like when I want to show my phone for something, just something quick. I don't know if there's an easy way to do this. Thank you, Captain Obvious. He's like, we can't see, Ego. I'm aware of that. It's too bright. And I don't know how to adjust the brightness so you can see. Hold on 1 second, yo. All right, I just put the link. I put the link in the description so you guys can see it. On some smart devices, you can mirror it. Yeah, but how? On the live stream, how do I? Some kind of adapter? That's what I'm saying, man. I'm trying to figure it out. You know what? Hold on. We're gonna try we're gonna try something new. Hold on 1 second, yo. Y'all can see? Hold on. There. So let's analyze it. Y'all mind if it covers the chat? Y'all want me to adjust it? If it covers the chat? Y'all want it full screen? Y'all want it full screen or half? Let me know something. Full screen or half? I mean, I'm not gonna do the whole stream like this. All right. let's take a look at it. HBO, man. You got to do something, baby. Superfly 3. Right? Superfly 3. The main event, Juan Francisco Gallo Estrada versus Felipe Barracuda, or whatever his name is. The main event averaged 298,000 views. It peaked at 329,000 views. These are terrible numbers for HBO. Horrible numbers. Like I haven't, like HBO, I've watched HBO for years. I've covered boxing for years at this point, and I've never seen numbers quite this low. And the thing is, sometimes there'll be a fight on a Saturday and it's in UK time in America, so the numbers will be lower because it comes on at an awkward time where maybe people are at work still, you know, in America, because of it's on at 2:30, 3:30 in the, you know, Pacific time, and the numbers aren't even this bad. Like, you know, Tyson Fury, Klitschko, or whoever, right? This was on during prime time, a Saturday night fight. And I do understand it was competing with UFC 228 and also Garcia Porter. But the amount of subscribers that HBO has, you know, for this to be happening, it's pretty sad, you know. Their main event, once again, did 298,000, and it peaked at 329,000. The co-main event, Donnie Nietes versus Aston Palicite, or whatever his name is, averaged 349,000. So the co-main event averaged more than the main event peaked, which means people left. Do you get me? That means people left the actual, like, more people watched the co-main event, and then it tapered off, and then it peaked at 421,000. Listen, can you guys hear me? I'm not seeing anything in the comment section. Is it frozen? I'm trying to get a grasp of what's going on. Can everyone hear me still? Hey, MTG, you about to get blocked for playing games. Okay, people were just listening. Damn, y'all was like you was in class or something. It just completely stopped. But these are bad numbers, people. Very bad numbers. The co-main event did better than your main event. The co-main event averaged 349, which is, you know, still not that great. So the co-main event averaged more than the main fight peaked. And then the highest at the co-main event was 421,000. And see, this is, I'm going to tell you, new media. This is what old media tries to do. They use the Donnie Nietes co-main event, and they use the peak number, 421,000, to plaster on the headlines, to make it look like Superfly did better numbers than it did. Since when? Why would you not use the main event's numbers, average or peak? Why would you use the co-main event? Because they're trying to, instead of just saying, oh shit, the shit flopped, or just not even saying it flopped, but at least just giving the fans the real number, they use the better number from the co-main event. Come on, man. Like that's like the oldest trick in the book. So you want to give the impression that Superfly did better than what it really did. So your headline is gonna say Superfly 3 peaked at 421,000. Yeah, the co-main event, but why would the co-main event be the standard, not the main event? You get what I'm saying? And then as you guys see below, Showtime, Danny Garcia and Sean Porter generated an average of 619,000 views, and it peaked at 690,000. Keep in mind they were both competing with another UFC 228, which was a good card. Definitely main event, Tyron Woodley and Darren Till. So Showtime generated almost 1 million competing with this HBO card and competing with a UFC card that was anticipated. So, you know, round this up 10,000 away from 700,000, and obviously was a better fight card and a better fight. You know, these are staggering numbers to me because this is the second time that I can think of in recent memory where HBO is getting blown out of the water. They're getting blown out of the water. When Deontay Wilder versus Luis King Kong Ortiz happened in March, they had an HBO card in New York the same night, and it was Sergey Kovalev versus Igor Mikhalkin. And that fight also got blown out of the water by Wilder Ortiz. So that tells me a few things. That tells me, one, that Showtime is putting on better fights because Showtime is doing better. They're doing better viewership, you know? So the fights that they're putting on is obviously is resonating more with the fans. I mean, there's no other way to explain it, because another thing that makes these numbers so egregious for HBO is HBO has a bigger subscriber count, built-in fan base right now than Showtime, because HBO has a lot of good original programming. Like, you know, a lot of people watch that Insecure. Dwayne The Rock Johnson got the show Ballers. LeBron James just got a barbershop show or some shit. You know, and classic The Wire, Sopranos, stuff like that, right? So somebody can look it up, but HBO got a lot of like subscribers. HBO, I'm trying to. All right, it says as of December 2016, HBO had an estimated 134 million subscribers worldwide. Of HBO's total subscribers in 2017, 54 million were in the U.S. So that's an older statistic, but just to give you guys an idea, they're saying they have 134 to 154 million HBO subscriptions out there worldwide. And these are the numbers that it brought back. And they're saying 54 million in America. So, you know, even if you don't consider other areas, just looking in America, in 2017, they said they had 54 million. So that number might have went up. So to have that type of amount of people who have access to your channel, and those are your numbers, really aren't good. That's really bad, because Showtime doesn't have as many subscribers as HBO. Because again, HBO has a lot of good original programming, movies that come on and shit like that. Ego, do you think that's why HBO ain't doing the rematch for Sergey Kovalev and the leader Alvarez? In my honest opinion, here's why. I'll explain it to you guys. Sergey Kovalev just got, you know, destroyed. When the fight was said and done, he got knocked down 3 times and knocked out. And he looked deflated. He looked bad by the fight's end, right? Alida Alvarez is an Al Heyman fighter, aka a Showtime Fox fighter, right? He's with Al Heyman. So the reason, to me, HBO is hesitant and doesn't want to get, you know, the rematch is because if Kovalev gets destroyed again, then that really builds up more so the Showtime fighter. Because if Alvarez stops him again, but earlier or something like that, that does nothing for them, because Alvarez is not going to stay there on HBO. He's going to go back across the street. Bro, go to sleep. Hey, block this fool. Motherfucker talking about go to sleep. Fuck out of here. That's how you know we killing. I'm killing so bad they tell me to go to sleep. Worried about another grown man. Get him the fuck out of here. Talking about some go to sleep. We don't sleep. Kevin Gates shit. I don't get tired. That's how you know it's bad. Because, like I said, if Alvarez were to beat Kovalev again, it doesn't benefit HBO, and they know that. Shout out to James Souza. It doesn't benefit him because that's an Al Heyman fighter, and he's not going to stay on the network. So what's the point of it? That to me kind of stipulates that they don't have faith that Kovalev will guarantee win the rematch. So why would they waste money and, you know, televise it to see another. It's just like when Mayweather beat Pacquiao. That hurt HBO, because if Pacquiao at the time was fighting on HBO, you know, so it would have benefited them if Pacquiao won. If the network's fighter won, if they're doing a joint venture and then that network's fighter won, then that benefits them, because then the winner stays on the network and can continue fighting. But it doesn't really benefit you if it's a show, just like let's say Triple G beats Canelo hypothetically, and then they do a Showtime. Let's say they do Showtime Jermall Charlo versus Triple G on HBO. If Triple G gets knocked out by Charlo, that hurts HBO, because Charlo's not going to stay on HBO. You know, he's going to go back to Showtime. So now you just dethrone a cash cow for HBO or one of their biggest stars, and then you go back to Showtime. That's another problem with getting some of these unifications. Shout out to HeFly85, $2 super chat. Money gang. So that's my honest opinion why certain fights are going to be hard. You know, because the networks know it doesn't benefit them if the other guy wins. So they're like, what's the point of us putting on our network? Man, HBO's looking bad, man. Their cards have been horrible this year. The craziest thing is this. I told you guys the same thing over and over. Shout out to Kobe Neal Show. What up? I've been telling y'all. I said I seen this coming. And remember, go look at those old videos. I agree with him, passive student. Alvarez clearly took the Andre Ward blueprint in Kovalev. But anyway, go look at them old videos I did where I seen this coming. HBO's been trending down regarding boxing. The telltale signs are always there, and you had old media and old media channels who were, you know, acting like I was the one, you know, who was being biased, and I was a Al Heyman fanboy, and HBO was still much better, and Showtime ain't shit. PBC sucks, and I was just a PBC lover, you know. This is what they were doing. Now, where are those same people? Where are their channels? Where are those same people who were criticizing me for noticing a trend well before it actually happened? HBO has been trending down. The evidence has been there that I don't know if they're phasing out boxing entirely. They don't care. It's not their priority. Their budgets are small. They did budget cuts. Canelo Triple G is the biggest fight that they have this whole year so far. And they did one HBO fucking 24/7. One of them. Back in the day, 24/7 used to have 3, maybe even 4 parts to it. It'd be like 4 20, 30 minute feature, not feature length, but, you know, short length, 30-minute segments, 4 installments, maybe 2, not 1. Max Kellerman's Face Off. They did not do 1 episode for the Canelo Triple G fight, first fight or second fight. They didn't do 1 face off. You could say, oh, it's because Canelo didn't want to see him, but that's stupid because you got to see him at some point anyway. And they did an ESPN commercial. So why did they see each other for that? Or they did the promo commercial with the green screen. So if you could do all that, you could have did a face-off. You had to see him to do that ESPN commercial where you're typing in a cubicle or whatever. You did that green screen promotion for like DirecTV to promote the fight, you know. So you had to see him for that. So why couldn't you do a face-off? HBO is not spending no type of dollar. And look, how do they do this? How did they film this if they didn't even see each other? This is the one where y'all saying Triple G look out of shape. So, You know, HBO is just not providing that. They put Lucas Matisse, he fought twice this year. The better of his 2 fights, not on HBO. His better fight was on paper and all that was against Pacquiao, and that was on ESPN Plus. He also fought against Taram Kawam. That was the HBO fight that they got. Then they had Jorge Linares on that card. Jorge Linares has also fought 2 times this year at this point. His better fight with Vasyl Lomachenko, again, was on ESPN. He fought on that same card, that Lucas Matisse weak-ass fight card in January, and he fought against Mercita Hesta, and the fight wasn't that good. The Linares-Lomachenko fight was a good fight, but it wasn't on HBO. It was on ESPN. Then Sergey Kovalev fought against Igor Mikhalkin on the same night as Wilder Luis Ortiz, so you know what the bigger fight of the night was, and they also had a UFC card that night, so the ratings were atrocious for the Kovalev fight. Then Kovalev gets smoked by Alida Alvarez. That was a good fight, but the HBO fighter lost, and then the winner bounces back to Showtime. Now they don't want to pick up the rematch. They're not doing a face-off for Canelo Triple G. They have 1 installment of HBO 24/7. I mean, what is HBO really giving us this year? Like, from a boxing, Jaime Munguia, Liam Smith. I mean, that was cool. That was solid. But can you say it's better and more meaningful than Edeslandi Lara versus Jared Hurd? See, these two, I told you, these dudes are stupid. These dudes in old media are so stupid that they let pride get in their way. And even though everyone sees the warning signs, they act like they don't see it just to be different, just to oppose what's being said. You know, just to not give Al Heyman credit, just not give Showtime credit, they'll say this stuff. But we know Showtime's clearly been killing HBO. You can't tell me that Liam Smith versus Jaime Munguia is a better fight and more meaningful for 154 than Jared Hurd versus Lara. Shout out to D-Lo 404 Boxing and More, $2 super chat. And HBO laughed at Showtime for giving Floyd all that money. Listen, the Mayweather curse, ever since Floyd left, it's been downhill for HBO. You know, slowly but surely it's been downhill. How do you only have 1 episode of 24/7? Whoever, Bob Arum was right. Bob Arum has criticized HBO recently, and he's in, he's in bed with ESPN. That's the saying. He's comfortable. He likes with ESPN, like their little partnership. Now he got a 7-year deal with them. HBO, they're done. They have to do something major. And I can't see what that is going to be. Kovalev just lost. Andre Ward is a commentator for ESPN, so I don't know if he's going to be back. I don't know if contractually, if he's able to commentate for HBO anymore. I'm not sure. Because Max Kellerman works on First Take, and he also works for HBO. But I don't know about what Ward's contract stipulates. But Ward's a commentator. He's doing shows like The Contender, and he's a commentator for ESPN. You didn't treat Andre Ward good, so he kept his options open. Now he got gigs and jobs without HBO. You didn't treat Floyd good. He was the cash cow. He probably would have stayed had you gave him some, you know what I mean? Had you gave him some leeway, treated him good. Kovalev got knocked out, and he looks not the same. He lost the Ward twice, then gets knocked out by Alida Alvarez. Canelo Triple G, one of them got to lose. So one of the biggest earners in boxing is going to take a L. And if it's Triple G, then he's no longer the boogeyman if he loses, especially if he loses bad. Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, another guy that they built up, he's fighting on undercards now. He's on the Canelo Triple G 2 undercard. He don't look the same. He got stopped. He lost back-to-back twice. David Lemieux got outboxed horribly, you know what I mean, by Billy Joe Saunders. So he don't look the same. He don't look like he's one of the top 3 at middleweight. Who does HBO have? I don't think they can rely on just Golden Boy. I don't think Golden Boy's stable's deep enough. And the other thing is, why, Golden Boy, HBO, I don't know if they're not interested or what, but Ryan Garcia just fought on Facebook. Why didn't Ryan Garcia fight on HBO? Why hasn't he been the main event for HBO? Maybe they're not interested in his fights, like because they're not big enough. I don't know. But Ryan Garcia just fought on Facebook. So who's going to keep HBO afloat right from here on out? Lucas Matisse just retired. Pacquiao, I don't know what the hell he's doing. Jose Ruiz, I'm about to put you in the hot seat. You're trying to save face, but you can't win this battle. He said HBO got the best middleweight. We don't know that. Canelo and Triple G, very good middleweights, but we don't know that they're better than Jamal Charlo. I thought Triple G lost to Jacobs. You know what I mean? He's on HBO right now, but still, he's with Heyman too. And he might go to DAZN or go back to Showtime after his fight contract is up. So you don't know that. Charlo is definitely a player. You got Demetrius Andrade and Billy Joe Saunders who aren't contracted with HBO. Hey, I'm done. He Fly 85 said HBO still has the Hebrew. Hey, you are tripping. You're trying to be funny, and that is actually funny. He said HBO still has the Hebrew hammer. Didn't he get stopped on the Lemieux Saunders card or some shit? Or he almost got stopped. He was looking horrible, getting knocked down. Stop it with that Hebrew hammer shit. That's funny though. Hey, you're tripping. See, only real boxing heads will understand that joke. That's funny as fuck. He said they still got the Hebrew hammer. That's a good one. Hey, bro. HBO, you gotta do something, baby. And I told you guys for the longest, and I know you guys get mad when I say I told you so, but you know I'm right. You know this is what I've been saying on my channel. HBO fucked up royally when they started, in my opinion, kind of disrespecting the sport of boxing by trying to pander and cater to casuals. That's your first mistake. You know, it's like after Floyd left, Floyd is the most surgical masterclass boxer in this generation, you know, maybe even ever. They were so, they were so scorned after Floyd left that they tried to be anti-Floyd. Everything that Floyd stood for, everything Floyd was, it's like they wanted their programming and their commentary to not cater to that. So what they did is they started investing heavily into like a lot of European fighters, action guys like Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. But ultimately, guys, Gotti List and all that bullshit, you know, ultimately guys that are cool fighters, but they can't beat the most skilled guys. So in your effort, you killed your programming and your effort to be everything that Floyd wasn't, you know, because you trying to cater to the commentary was horrible, and, you know, trying to act like if you throwing a million punches, then you're killing the game, even though you're missing and you look crazy and you look one-dimensional. Trying to hype up a bunch of Eastern European fighters that couldn't beat the best fighters from around the world, like America. You know, it was horrible. They did a very bad job. Hey, these dudes is hating so bad. He said, you talk like a fighter, you're basically talk shit and living off donations. First of all, the donations is just extra credit. If you try to live off donations, you're an idiot because you don't know when donations come. I make far more money just talking boxing than I do on donations. I mean, don't get it twisted. Donations, they come through. These dudes would have hate so bad. He said you're living off donations. You can't live off donations because donations aren't a given. These dudes is, you see, they want to hate so bad. Let me find out where he worked. The motherfucker work at Jack in the Box. Talk about you just live off donations. Whatever. And you just flip that jumbo jack when I come pull up in the drive-thru. And you better put that cheese on my shit. And I want curly fries. Don't be stingy. Give me 2 ranches. And I want taco sauce on my monster taco. These motherfuckers want to hate so bad, but they not doing better. When is the hater? I want the hater. When's the hater gonna be doing better? Like, I'm talking about, you travel more than me. You work for yourself. You got 100K or better on YouTube. Like, when do we get to that part? You motherfuckers want to hate so bad. So somebody, hey, Luis is tripping. He said, "Make me a blizzard, bitch." Ego, real dudes know you work hard as hell for that bread. Hashtag respect. I appreciate you. A passive student wildin'. He said, "Chill, Ego. He gonna fuck around and spit in your food." Yeah, and then I'm gonna yank him out that fucking window. If he spit in my shit and I know about it, I'm gonna yank his shit out and run him over. You know, Suge Knight your shit. 78 said that too. Said what? That he said they ain't. That's why they pocket watching hate. Of course. Listen, if you a beta male, that's the type of shit you do. You pocket watch what the next person is doing because you're not content with your own life. Make me a sandwich. Real shit. That's true. Make me a sandwich. That's I want them to make me a sandwich. Since you care about me, you just live off donations. Like, so you know my finances, you know my bank account, you know how much I'm getting. Okay. Ego, do you make enough to live off YouTube? What the fuck? Did you guys graduate? Like, really? Did you graduate? I do this full time. You're asking if I make enough to live. Do you see me doing a curbside fucking live stream? No. So I must be doing good enough to get by and live and travel to fights. I just came in. It don't matter if you just came in. If you follow the channel, you know that I'm covering fights. Back to boxing. Back to you not having an opinion that matters. Motherfucker said, back to boxing. Listen, you guys don't control it like that. These dudes be pocket watching viciously. Shout out to Angel Santos. See, look, every time they hate, the super chats come in. That's why that's funny to me. Motherfucker talking about back to boxing. He said, what a fucking dummy. These dudes they're not happy. That's what I'm telling you. There's no way you could be content with your finances and you watching another man's finances like that. It's no way. Shout out to Kareem Augusti, $5 super chat. Cause you wouldn't care. Bro, Angel, you just came in. You just came in. But yeah, he was like, you just talk shit and live off donations. Some bullshit. Then the other dude asking if I make enough to live comfortably. Like, what the fuck? Would you try to do my taxes? These dudes is desperate. Worry about you. Worry about your finances. I'm good. You don't see me complaining. You don't see me starving. Passive student, my guy, he said, if I'm making money, I ain't worried about the next guy, what he's doing. Exactly. These dudes, I don't know what the age group is, but these dudes is crazy. How much do you make? Do you make enough to live comfortable? Why does that concern you? Stay in your lane. Anywho, HBO got to do something, man. Like, they did it the wrong way. After, like I said, after Floyd left, it looked like they were trying to find. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a movie. You know, like, oh fuck. Hey, I hate Luis. He's saying some funny shit today. He said, "Oh, media, the black channel, they just live off donations." See, just pure hate, bro. Like, I did 2 live streams today. They know we killing. That's why they say stupid shit. How you know what I'm living off of? And the other dude said I was a panhandler. Then this dude said I just talk shit and live off donations. But they know we out here. They know we doing our thing. We eating. So all they could do is hate. Ego, why AJ punk ass didn't want you to ask a question. When you call in on those conference calls, you have to say your name. You have to say your name, and you have to say what company you represent. And I didn't think nothing of it, so I said, yeah, I said it's Ego, Boxingego. But I should have had an alias. I'd be like, hello, this is Muhammad Akbar. With Boxing Digest, chicken falafel rice kebab. I should have disguised myself. It is Muhammad Akbar. I'm calling to AJ to speak with Anthony and Joshua. And then they let me on. I'm like, surprise, motherfucker! It's really me. That's what I should have did. I didn't think they wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like they let me in the call to listen, but they wouldn't let me, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't think of that. But next time, I didn't think they would, like, when I asked to answer or when I hit the button to ask a question, I didn't think they would would deny me the opportunity. Hello, this is Muhammad Akbar. I'm here to Joshua Proverkan. Surprise, motherfucker, it's me. I'm back. They let people answer 2 questions, then let the boy Ego ask 1. You know, whatever. But see, that all that type of stuff, that, I mean, it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt my brand. You know, people know, like, what it is. See, they didn't know I was on live too, you know, so they didn't know that. I was on live, so the world got to see. But whatever. Just like you turn down 50 million, turn down my question. Fuck it. But HBO, man, they on life support. Who's racist? Who's being racist? I didn't see nothing. You got to tell me a name. I don't know who said anything racist. I'm not trolling. I told the truth. Eddie Hearn is way ahead of the game. Eddie Hearn is running boxing, Sky Sports pay-per-view, and DAZN. You can't even spell DAZN. That's how inept you are. You trying to rep some shit and you can't. He spelled DAZN DZAN. Motherfucker, you don't even know how to spell the company. And you want people to believe what the fuck you saying. You repping DAZN hardcore, but you can't even spell this shit right. You off that Sherm. Motherfucker, yeah, they like Dazzle. It's not even called Dazzle, motherfucker. You don't even know what you're talking about. Learn how to spell before you come in my kingdom. He said how you spell it then. DAZN, motherfucker. DAZN. You spelled it DZAN. What the fuck is that? DAZN. Bro, he said how you spell it then. You don't even know what you're talking about. You see, you can't even spell. And you be the first to talk about Floyd can't read. Motherfucker, you can't spell. None of y'all can read or spell. Fuck you mean? He said spelling mistake. Nah, there ain't no mistake. You can't spell. What's your level of education? Do you got a degree? You got a diplome? That's how you call it. You call it a diplome? Yeah, I got my diplome and everything. Like diplome, what's that? You mean diploma, motherfucker? Hey, this motherfucker got a diplome. He's full of shit. He said, "No, I have lung cancer." Come on, bro. So you went from not being able to spell to sob story, and you want me to believe you have lung cancer? Come on, bro. He's trying to make me feel guilty now. No, I have lung cancer. I'm doing my treatments right now, and you're bullying me. And you have lung cancer, but your name is Imagine If Everything Was Racist. So you're a racist with lung cancer. Stop it. Stop it. Someone said lung cancer at his fingertips. You don't have to believe me. Check my Twitter. So you can reference anybody's Twitter. Is the Twitter Everything Was Racist? Is it the same name? You could have someone you know in your town that has cancer. So is the Twitter name the exact same? If everything is racist, because if it's not, then how do I know this is you? You could be saying someone else you know that has cancer. Hey, block him, block him, block him, because I don't believe him. You trying to play the violin. You saying crazy shit, but then now all of a sudden you try to fall back on some kid. Get him out of here. Okay, get him the fuck out. He said he was diagnosed 3 days ago. Get him all the way the fuck out of here. These motherfuckers be lying. Yeah, I was diagnosed 3 days ago. I decided to come to your live stream talking crazy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what people with cancer do. They talk crazy on boxing forums 3 days after they were diagnosed. Stop it. Hey, boxing fan, you about to get blocked. Speak on some boxing, man. We speak on whatever I want on my channel. If you do not like it, there is an exit. I don't hold you guys hot. You act like I have, listen to my shit. Like, this is, you're here by choice. Hey, D-Top is stupid. He said cancer makes you misspell words, LOL. Real brother, shout out to you, man. He said, stop trying to control this chat. That's what I'm saying. Let's get back to boxing. Like motherfucker, we can't talk about anything. You guys see what I have to deal with? This shit is funny. This is the vampire stream. Hey, block him. Boxing fan, block him. He said, okay, brother, I'ma leave. Good luck. I don't need your luck. Motherfucker, I am boxing. Block him. Boxing fan, block him. Block his ass. These motherfuckers said, okay, I'm gonna leave. You could have just left. You try to leave and make a scene. Now you left for sure. We made sure that you left. Yeah. I'm just having fun with the trolls tonight. Shout out to Sport Guy 17 $2 super chat. He said, "Yeah, I'm sending a super chat from my grave, laughing my ass off." See, y'all tripping. See, y'all like when I start going in on the people. The vampire stream. Gang, gang. HBO on life support. They gotta do something, man. You gotta do something, baby. James Sousa been clapping some shit. Ego be slow roasting these dumbass. Man, I mean, they say I'm panhandling. They say I'm broke. They say I'm a bum. I'm gay. Like, can I live? Like, what else am I? Just pile it all on top of me. Shit. And then meanwhile, they working at Jack in the Box talking about me. You just survive off of donations. Well, you just survive off of Yumbo Yaks. How about that? You survive off of yak and a crack. If you have problems, you be like, yeah, I'm missing some hours on my paycheck. I want to speak to Jack personally. Motherfucker, you got to talk to Jack, the big ass head, looking like a golf ball with a face. My G, your channel is fire. We lit over here. Meanwhile, they come look at you. That's what I'm saying. You better give me that monster taco and shut the fuck up. Hey. Oh, don't worry about these dudes' ego. Hating is a form of flattery. I'm not worried. This shit is fun. I've been doing this too long. This shit is comical. Yeah, man. HBO got to do something. See, this is what old media, this is why they struggle. Because a lot of what they say is based on emotion. And then sooner than later, emotion. There's a Bruce Lee quote, and I don't want to mess it up, but it's something to the effect of, like, basically an ill temper will make a fool of you soon enough. Something to that effect. Basically stipulating, if you have a foul temper, you gonna be in a situation where you look pretty stupid before long, right? That's how I feel about old media. These dudes are so emotional that they're gonna make a fool of themselves in no time. Shout out to Sporting Guy 17, $2 super chat. He ain't got nothing for themselves, bro. Well, yeah, we know that. Shout out to the super chat. But these guys, old media, because they're doing it off emotion. So when you operate off of emotion, shout out to HeFly85, $2 super channel. The black channel, they always get off topic. Why do blacks like to get off topic? All they do is dance and switch the subject. But that's what old media does. They say all this shit. I'm doing a video, and I'm like, man, HBO, they've been falling off. No, they're not. They're not. They're not falling off. They're doing great. You're just a PPC lover. The black channel, they just love Al. Why do blacks love Al? They don't even know it. Right? This is what they do. Off of pure emotion, just to be different, just to oppose us on Ego's Army New Media, right? And then when what I said comes true, where are they? I told you HBO was trending down. I have the videos still up. Telling you, I'm like, what is HBO? They got 1 foot out, 1 foot in. Do they care about boxing? They start charging us for fight, like Crawford Postal. That wasn't a bad fight, on paper and stuff, but pay-per-view? Really? You're really trying to charge us pay-per-view, and then it tanks and it does horrible. It does bad number, 50,000 or something. It didn't do much. And then now all of a sudden, when you see everything coming to fruition that I've been telling you, that I've been observing, I feel like the scientists in the movie, you watch one of those natural disaster movies, San Andreas or something like that. And the scientist, he's like, oh, based on my studies, we're right on the San Andreas fault lines, and we're going to have a massive earthquake. We need to evacuate, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's like, no, you're overreacting, Ego. You're lying. They've been saying that. And then the massive earthquake and the fucking ground explodes, and it's this, 13.0 earthquake. And then the scientist is just like I warned people. I told people that this moment was coming, or Jurassic Park, one of the movies, like, we got to get off this island. This dinosaur, they're getting too smart, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, we still got things to do on the island. And then they stay on the island, and the fucking dinosaurs start taking over and start clapping and killing people. This is what happened. This is equivalent to new media. I'm the scientist. I'm the doctor. I'm the person who's done the research. And I'm telling you what I see. And then you got people saying, no, HBO's, they're doing great. You're just a PBC lover. PBC's the one that's the cancer to boxing. They're ruining everything. All right. And then when HBO's looking like on life support, where are those people? And that's why you see their channels just dissipate. I'm trying to give you guys knowledge and tell you how to be around for some length of time, because people know who's been, whether they like me or not, they know what I said. You can't change that. That's already documented. If I stop doing YouTube today, my body of work is already out there. People could already hear what I've been saying for the last few years, or since I've been started, really. It's all documented. And most people are lazy, so they're not going to go through you know, hundreds, thousands of videos and find all the videos where they said some bullshit. They probably forgot where they said some bullshit. So, you know, it's all documented, because like that would be ridiculous to go through each video when you have hundreds of thousands of videos and be like, oh, I said that HBO was killing Showtime. I said that Ego's channel was hating on and PBC Lover, you know. So you're not gonna be able to delete that much material. Me, I don't have to delete nothing. Shout out to Sir47M, $5 shmoney gang. It says the black channels, they're supporting other blacks. I like them divided. LOL. Always good stuff, Ego. See? They get mad. This is what they hate. They hate the unity. That's why they motherfucker fake ass patriots mad at Kaepernick. You know how many fights I've been to where they do the national anthem and people don't get out of their seats? People on their phones texting, you know, looking at bangbros.com when they're singing the national anthem at boxing fights. These same motherfuckers, some of them be the same ones. I fucking hate Nike. I fucking Kaepernick, piece of shit. But you was at the fight and you didn't even stand up for the American national anthem. But now all of a sudden you a patriot. You know, I don't fancy fake shit. That's fake. You know, but again, old media, they made their bed. They got a lie in it. So where are all the other people that said I was hating on HBO? Look at HBO's numbers. HBO, their main, I just went over it. Their main event. Hold on, let me pull it up again. HBO's main event for Superfly 3. Keep in mind, Superfly 3 is like a sequel. It's a sequel to 2 other cards of the same name. And their main event peaked at 329,000 for a nighttime Saturday broadcast. And Danny Garcia and Sean Porter peaked at 690,000. So roughly 700,000 views. These are bad numbers for HBO. You know, the Superfly 3 card was not good. I don't even know who won all the fights. Nobody was really checking for it. It wasn't promoted well, you know, and they were competing against UFC 228 and Danny Garcia, Sean Porter. It was bound to fail. Bound to fail. You know, so they, on top of everything else, they picked a horrible date to have that card. But the fights just didn't resonate with boxing fans. Chocolatito's not on it. He was one of the main staple people of it. Sor Rungvisai beat Chocolatito, and you know he's interesting and fun to watch. He's not on it. He just back in Thailand eating rats and shit. And then you put them in with no name guy, and then now you're talking about we doing a Superfly 4. I mean, nobody's tripping unless you put like Estrada versus Rungvisai part 2. You know, put in a good fight. Like the Superfly thing is already played out. You know, nobody's trying to see no. I'd rather watch Rungvisai versus the rats, like a couple rats, than the card that, you know, Superfly. That ain't super fail, super flop. It just didn't do good numbers, you see. And then I'm the bad guy when I'm brutally honest. That shit did double wood. So when I'm looking at it, to get out of this, what is HBO going to do? What fights? See, they're making dumb decisions. Like I've said the same thing over. They just did a new episode. They just did a new episode of Jim Lampley's The Fight Game. I'm almost positive that I speak on behalf of majority of the boxing fans that would say, like in the words of Nino Brown, cancel that bitch. Cancel The Fight Game and give us a face-off. Canelo Triple G2. The biggest fight on your whole calendar. Give us a Max Kellerman face-off with Canelo. Let Triple G, sitting feet away from Canelo, talk that shit about, yeah, you was on, I seen Nito Marks. I want to see that. I want to see how Canelo, you know, they might get up or something and then like damn near get ready to scrap there. I don't know what would happen. You know, I want to hear Triple G tell Canelo to his face, you got track marks. I looked at him. I seen you. You a dope head. You off that Buterol. Fuck the cows. You did it. You know, on a face-off. That would be lit. That would be great for ratings. But instead, they do another episode of The Fight Game. You know, they give us one HBO 24/7, and it was very good. But why one? HBO 24/7 used to have 3 and 4 parts to it. Now you give us one, but you give us The Fight Game. Whoever is in charge of HBO Sports, like in the words of Floyd Mayweather, HBO need to fire your ass, you don't know shit about boxing. Bob Arum is right. Bob Arum's been highly critical recently of HBO. He says, at least Steven Espinoza, he's a true CEO and he knows what the fuck he's doing. He said, HBO, I don't know what they doing. True. And the other thing is they let Bob Arum, Bob Arum's been in the game. Bob Arum is a hustler. Listen, I don't always agree with Bob Arum. We know this. You know, Bob Arum be saying whatever sometimes. But he's a hustler. You don't coexist in a business as cutthroat of boxing from the late 60s, 70s to now if you don't know how to hustle and reinvent yourself. You got to give Top Rank credit. And not only that, they're signing promising top talent, young talent. Teofimo Lopez, Gabe Flores Jr., Shakur Stevenson, Mick Connellan, Michaela Meyer. You know, they're signing a lot of top level talent. So they're still oh so relevant. On top of having arguably the pound for pound top 3 guys, Terrence Crawford and Lomachenko. You probably would put them in the top 3, right? Most people, you know, or somewhere close. So Top Rank is still relevant. You look at people like Don King, he been in the game for a minute, but he don't really have. He got Vanes Monterosin, Bermain Stavern, you know, guys that just got knocked out recently. So Top Rank, why would HBO not pick up their fight with Jesse Vargas and Manny Pacquiao? And then it forced Top Rank to do the pay-per-view by themselves. And they got mad. And then Bob Arum started shopping around deals like, fuck HBO. I'm gonna do my own shit. You know? And then he took his whole staff or his whole whatever roster to ESPN. And then now they just re-upped and extended the deal from whatever, 3-4 years to 7. Now he don't look like he's not coming back. Why would he go back? That's why he's talking shit about HBO now. Shout out to H-Town. So, poor decision. You should have kept that line. Al Heyman already took his fighters off HBO. And then Top Rank had the next best stable outside of Al Heyman. And you displeased him to the point where he got mad and took his fighters off. Now you stuck with Golden Boy, fucking K2, 360 Promotions. K2's biggest fighter retired, Vladimir Klitschko. They got Usyk, but he just did a deal with DAZN and K2. Once again, who does HBO have? Who does HBO have? They got Canelo and Triple G, and one of them got to take that L this weekend. But even look at it like this. Heyman and Bob Arum could kill them. All you have to do is starve HBO out and not work with them if you don't want to. And then what are they going to do? Who is Canelo going to... Let's say Canelo wins. Who is he going to fight after Golovkin? Because I don't really want to see a trilogy. If we get a definitive winner, I don't really want to see a trilogy right away. So who's Canelo going to fight? Is Jaime Munguia going to move up immediately? Are they going to make David Lemieux, Gary Spike O'Sullivan winner? Versus Canelo? I mean, those aren't pay-per-view type fights. That's not, I'm sorry. That's not a pay-per-view fight. Jaime Munguia, you can get a crowd from that, but I don't know what it'll do pay-per-view buys because Jaime Munguia ain't proven enough. You know, I think it'll do a good crowd for sure. Like you put in Vegas or whatever, it'll do a good crowd. But who's Canelo gonna fight? Who's Golovkin gonna fight? It's just like you have to map this out in your head, and I'm curious as to who these guys are gonna fight. Like the remaining HBO guys. HBO hasn't introduced Ryan Garcia. Yo, we got to get the likes up. I can't believe I've been on this long and we don't even have 100 likes. See, y'all like to have fun in the comment section and then y'all stall on the likes and then the stream ends and then we stuck with, I mean, this is crazy. Like, we got to get them likes up viciously. I didn't know we were right there. See, this always happens. Every time I don't babysit the likes and like look at them and then we stuck. See, look, it went from 70 something to 98 in 1 second. Listen, we got to get the likes up dramatically. Like, there's no way I didn't even know that. Thank you for whoever brought that up. There's no way this stream is going to continue with this. The engagement is what keeps these streams going typically. You know, if we don't have that, then I have no reason to be missing sleep and continuing to bump my gums. You know, I'll do a stream when everyone's fully awake and off work or whatever. But we got to get them likes up. Crazy. We have way too many people in here to have the likes stagnate like that. But yeah, man, I'm just forward thinking. I don't know who's gonna hold the torch for HBO right now. Kovalev, he looked like he's damn near done. Roman Chocolatito, you know, even if he wins, that means he still lost 2 fights, 1 by stoppage in his last 3 fights. You know. And like I said, I blame HBO. They're the ones that started catering to Eastern European style or trying to cater to the people who have only an action style. Yeah, Nonito Donaire. I don't even know who he's with, but I think he's on the World Boxing Super Series, and that's gonna be on DAZN. So either way, that doesn't help HBO with Donaire. They got Jacobs versus Derevyanchenko. That's a good fight, but see, this is the thing. That's a good fight for boxing fans and for the division, but it's still Derevyanchenko. He's not a name like where I think it'll probably do crazy viewership or crazy tickets. I don't know about ticket sales, but viewership wise. So HBO is struggling. And like the writing's been on the wall. You had all these old media channels doing videos saying, "Oh no, fuck that. HBO's where it's at." This guy, he's just a Heyman lover. The black channels, they just love Heyman, you know. They hate HBO. No, it's not about hating HBO. It's about what I see. Nicholas Walters, good question. I don't know what happened. He lost to Lomachenko. The motherfucker in Jamaica. Chilling. I don't know. Andres with DAZN. Demetrius Andres with Eddie Hearn and DAZN. An app. Which has nothing to do with HBO. So that's what I'm saying. Everyone else is clicked up. Who's Jaime Munguia? The best fights for Jaime Munguia are with Al Heyman. And Al Heyman got the juice right now. So why would he send Jermell Charlo or Swift Jared Hurd to HBO when he can make Hurd versus Charlo or try to get Jaime Munguia on Showtime? Because to my knowledge, Jaime Munguia don't have a multi-fight deal contract with HBO. So, you know, that's what happens. Al Heyman is a strategist. What Wilder said he was doing to Joshua, that's what Al Heyman did to boxing. Why would Mikey go to HBO? Who's over there for him? John Ramirez, y'all just be saying whatever. Why would HBO sign Mikey Garcia? Or better yet, why would Mikey Garcia go to HBO? As many people wants him. DAZN wants him. Showtime wants him. Why the fuck would he go to HBO? Who can he fight on HBO? That's an HBO fighter. You guys don't think about what you say. You just type some shit. Please tell me what would entice Mikey to go other than money? But money's cool, but what you got to look at legacy and fights and whatever. Who can Mikey fight? That's with HBO. HBO need to stick to streaming movies. I'm done. I can't think of one person Mikey could fight that's signed to HBO or frequently on there. I think they're getting out of the game because I mean, what's the point? Like, who? But see, I'm telling you, I try to tell you guys, this is the problem with old media. Instead of bowing out and like admitting defeat and then trying to figure it out, a lot of old media, they have this dinosaur prehistoric way of thinking. They rather become extinct than to bury the hatchet and bullshit like that. That's why you see a bunch of I promised you. That's why you see recently a bunch of YouTube channels, their work rate, a lot of old media YouTube channels, their work rate has dramatically changed because they're not out here. They're not able to eat. They can't coexist with the My Channel and Dante and the LDBC. These dudes can't compete because they're purposely going against similar messages and they're trying to do their own thing and they're disappearing. They getting their ass whooped by the LDBC, you know. They getting their ass whooped by My Channel. These dudes is getting destroyed. But some people are so prideful that they rather become extinct than to bury the hatchet and be like, oh, okay, you know, and then join the party or whatever. So have at it. So it looks like HBO, they're probably gonna fold. I mean, I can't see. Eddie Hearn's clicked up. Frank Warren just did a deal with Top Rank and ESPN. So Top Rank, he's bringing people. He's bringing fights like Pacquiao, Matisse. He's bringing the interest of a UK guy like Frank Warren. Eddie Hearn's trying his hand at streaming. Showtime's doing better numbers than HBO in recent dual telecast. And they got the most fighters in any division. They got the money on Fox. They got money from Fox and Showtime. I mean, what is HBO gonna do? Like, who's gonna lead the pack, lead the way for them? I can't think. I mean, you guys tell me. You got, like, I'm being honest. Like, I'm being objective or whatever. You tell me who's gonna lead HBO to the promised land. Pacquiao's not really relevant, like he once was, and you know DAZN wants him. A bunch of people want him. Like, I mean, who? Eddie Hearn gonna bring Amir Khan? I mean, Amir Khan didn't even look that great versus Samuel Vargas, so you know he's gonna have to look a lot better. Jaime Munguia, you know, Saddam Ali just got knocked out by him. I mean, who? You guys tell me. They say I'm biased, so you tell me. You tell me who's gonna do it. If Canelo loses, they're in real trouble. No, they got Triple G. I mean, and he'll still be undefeated. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what HBO's gonna do. But they made a lot of bad decisions. Like, for example, Andre Ward. Treat that man with some respect. That was the best thing HBO had after Floyd. Best thing. And they didn't even take care. See the Black Channel. See how they don't take care? You don't take care of your Black American fighters and shit. And then they look at other options or go with other options. Now look at it. They should have been like, see, this is the thing. HBO fuck around, And it's like they wanted Ward to lose to Kovalev. So who gets the last laugh? Andre Ward gets the last laugh because he beat Kovalev not once, but twice. And he also established a blueprint for another guy, like a leader Alvarez, to come and use his skill and know what Kovalev is weak at. And like, if you can take his power early, then you have a chance in the second half, right? And now Andre Ward, clean cut dude, he can do movies. In fact, he is doing movies. He was in Creed, reprising his role. He did the Contender series, which is looking pretty good. I only watched the first episode, but I see a lot of people liking it, right? He got a commentary gig at ESPN. Shout out to Sam Osakui. Hey, Ego. Jim Lampley say he not brothered by HBO's decline. What? I never heard that, but why would he say that? Who wouldn't be bothered by their company declining? HBO hate black opportunity. Well, that's their problem. Now they struggling. You know? You notice they didn't give Daniel Jacobs a chance until after the Triple G fight and after they started needing somebody. Al Heyman is a strategist, I'm trying to tell y'all. He cornering the market and got these dudes worried. And then Top Rank's right behind that. You know, Top Rank is making some boss moves as well. Making some real boss moves. HBO gonna have to make Canelo Triple G3, and I'm not looking forward to that. And either way, I doubt Canelo and Triple G fight a second time this year. So what are they going to do for the rest of the year? Jacobs and Derenchenko, that's it. You guys let me know. But once again, new media prevails. I say it, and it comes to fruition, and then now people want to act brand new and surprised. Story of my life. I tried calling all this stuff. Joshua's fight hasn't sold out yet. Povetkin. I tried warning you. You know, I said my piece on DAZN. You know. Yeah, smash the like button. Boxing's at a point where you can't bamboozle the fans anymore. See, I'm done. Terrell said Superfly was this past weekend? ? Wow. Yeah, I do have ESPN Plus. I do have it. I actually forgot to cancel it, but you know, I'll see. But it's only $4.99, better than $10.99 or $9.99. And see, HBO, like I said, they have this dinosaur prehistoric way of thinking. So, at least with their sporting, not they seem to get it right with TV shows and things like that. But at least with their sports department, it's like, who's making the decision? You'd rather put out episodes of the fight game than build up your biggest fight in a major way. Do you understand? Honestly, if I was with HBO and I was really trying to save the boxing content, I would put so much energy into making a presence felt for the Canelo Golovkin fight. That's the best thing y'all got going. You know, I would have made Andre Ward feel like he wants to re-up and he should never want to retire because we're going to throw that bag at him. You know, but they didn't. They didn't do these things. And then now, you know, Dre explored other opportunities outside of HBO. Someone said ESPN boxing is now better than HBO. Yeah, because Top Rank took their people. And that's crazy because years ago, ESPN was like kind of like the graveyard for fighters when they needed a tune-up or, you know, they were washed up. They would be on ESPN fighting. HBO is just not doing it, and now it's showing in the numbers. Crazy. All these people said I was tripping, and now it's showing up in the numbers. Superfly, look, they had the Superfly 3 numbers are so bad that they used the co-main events peak numbers to headline the article because they didn't want to put such a low number for the main event. How does your main event do poorer than your co-main event? So that means you had this many people watching the co-main event, and then the main event came on and it went down. That's not a good sign. That shows something too with your matchmaking and the fights that you have on. Because usually, I've covered several fights, HBO, Showtime, all these fights, ESPN, right? Usually, sometimes the arena will look kind of empty at fights during the undercards. But then you get to the co-main event, it fills out. But by the time the main event comes on, it's maximum, as many tickets as they sold, it's as packed as it's going to be. Because people come for the main event. That goes to show me that when the main event came on, people left and went to watch Showtime, or they left and went to watch the UFC card. That's what that means. Because how is it that your co-main event was up here, you know, did 429,000 or whatever it was, but then your main event is because at the time the main event came on, there were better main events going on Showtime and UFC. So people left. They were like getting ready. They were seeing what the Superfly card was looking like. You know, maybe they didn't want to watch Charles Martin versus Adam Kanowski or the UFC prelims, you know. But then around that time slot where the main event came on for HBO is around the same time that the main events were coming on or main event or co-main event for Showtime, as well as the UFC. So people left. That's what that means. Oh my God. Ego, why, man? That's why I unsubbed you once, because your opinion low-key is super biased. Shooters, let me get this one. I seen a shooter put you in timeout. You get removed from timeout and you saying some stupid shit. So now you in the hot seat. Let's get it. What have I said that was low-key super biased? That's it. So you explain what I said, something I revealed that wasn't biased. So you think HBO's killing it right now? I thought it was you, my bad. Block him. I don't have time for this. Block him. Pete Errol, he says, I thought it was you, my bad. No, you ain't backing off the block now. You done accused me of being biased, and then now you're trying to act like you don't know who I am. Block him. His name is Pete Areola, and areola stands for nipple. That's the surrounding area to the nipple. So Mr. Nipples can leave. Thank you.
Finish him! Finish him!
Get him all the way out of here.
Finish him!
That was easy. See how this shit is too easy. This is the old media type of shit. You're biased. They always say that. They just, you're biased, that's it. Like, we're just supposed to end it right there. You're biased, no explanation, no nothing. Just you're biased. Deal with it. Y'all said DJ Ego?
Don DeMarco.
Don DeMarco. Humberto Correa. Block him.
Finish him.
Block him. These dudes is desperate for my attention. I don't like that. Finish him. Humberto Correa. I don't deal with desperate ass dudes. These dudes like starving for attention. Come on, debate me. Do it. No, we're not doing shit. Block. You debate yourself. Blocked. Oh my gosh. We have fun over here. Shout out to Jeff the producer. He's your biggest fan. These dudes all are. They be coming back under aliases or talking to other channels on other channels in the comment section. Boxingego blocked me, that motherfucker. All right, David, that's a good idea. I got to figure out what the sound is, though. Chesame said the only thing he's debating now is whether he should make another account. Hey, you know what the funny thing is? I like doing it because these trolls, they got to make other account. So they got to work. Like, they want to come back, they got to actually work for it. You got to build an account, maybe check your email and verify that it's you. You got to work, and you're not getting paid for it. So you doing all that just to come back and get blocked again? Yeah, I'm making these boys work. I like that. See, the regular fans, we don't have to do nothing. We can just talk. We can have differences. It's only the radical people that be saying that stupid shit. So they got to actually work to come back and still not get paid. So I got these boys working for free. Yeah, I heard they're trying to line up a H-Town fight for the Charlos. I don't know any details, but I'm going if that is. I love Texas. Texas be holding it down. You one of the best boxing YouTubers. I appreciate you. Your block game is crazier than Prime Matumbo. These dudes want to get blocked. I'm telling you, it's like a privilege or some shit to them. That's why they be coming in saying the dumbest shit. Oh, you biased motherfucker. You fucking so biased. What's happening October 13th? Ego, I be at different channels and we got numerous beta males making fake accounts and going to those channels. UDBN, Blue Blood, Cal, Enigma, Fanana, and the list goes on. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. They ain't getting no money. You know, doing all that extra shit, making fake accounts of me and all these people. I mean, if that's how you get your rocks off, then fuck it. Jeff, the producer, $5 super chat. Just woke up. Got to start the day supporting. Good morning, Ego, and everyone. I appreciate you.
Don DeMarco.
Gang. Jeff, the producer. I see you. Well, that's basically what I want to talk about. I've been bumping my gums for a minute, so hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm gonna leave on a few questions. So let's do. I'm gonna pick 5 questions before I get off here. 5 questions. Put Q&A and then put your question, so it's easily to identify what's a question. Put Q&A and then leave your question. I'm just gonna randomly read some of the questions. Hamza said, great stream, Ego. Yeah, we're going to do more. Appreciate you guys. Oh. We're going to end on a Q&A. I got to get back to my little swaggy where we have, you know, roll call, Q&As. No questions? I'm free to go. Y'all better start typing because I'm about to get out of here. Q&A from DZY. You gonna get that DAZN for free, then cancel after the first month? Yep. Until I see the schedule. If it's worth it, then I'll have no problem buying it. If it's worth it in the end, but I'm not paying for Joshua Povetkin. Joshua Wilder, I'll pay for. Luis Ortiz, Dillian White, I'll pay for. I'll get it for that. You know. Ricky Samuel, $2 money gang. Stream King, salute, bro. Shout out to Money 22. Quiet Man on the Beat, Q&A. You think Terrence Crawford can stop AB? That's a good question. You know what? I'm gonna say he would beat AB, but I'm not gonna say stoppage because Maidana got cracks and fought a really good fight and didn't stop AB. So I'm gonna give AB that. But Crawford would be the favorite. That's a good question though. Okay. Damn, we got a lot of questions. Real Brother 32 Q&A. What's been the most rewarding scenario for you since you started your own company and channel? You know, just meeting great people and actually taking a risk and it paying off. You know, that's been the most. Like, I've worked regular jobs since I was 14. Like, just 9-to-5 jobs and jobs for anyone. So being able to transition out of that scenario to doing what I want, you know, doing something I'm passionate about, meeting great people, you know, eating good food and traveling different places. That's been the thing, I would say, just that as a whole. You know, doing something for me is more rewarding when you work for yourself. If you have a small business and you see unlock these milestones, like, because there was a point where I wasn't covering fights, you know, they wouldn't let me into fights. And then you work, and you start unlocking these things. You know, you're like, oh shit, I'm getting somewhere now. Fighters start knowing who you are, and, you know, celebrities start saying, oh, I watch you, and oh shit. So that would transitioning out of a regular job in general to being a YouTuber full time. I would say that was the most rewarding. Siler Childs Q&A. I meant the Crawford fight in the 13th. You gonna be in Omaha? Yeah, I want to come to that. Yeah, for sure. I think it's a good fight with Benavidez. Jamal Wright Q&A. You think Spence could stop Crawford? Oh, excuse me. He has the power to stop him. Will he stop him? I don't know. I don't have a fight prediction for that. I don't know. I really don't know who would win that one. You know? And you notice something. My fight prediction has been pretty on point. Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, I chose not to pick because I said I really don't know who's going to win the fight. And then look at it. Look what happened. It was that great of a fight on paper, but I told you I didn't know who I was going to pick. And Danny Garcia believes he won. Some people think he won. Sean Porter was awarded the victory. So, you know, it goes both ways. So this is why I had such a hard time picking. So, you know, even though I didn't pick that statement on a prediction, it still showed. Some people think Danny Garcia won, you know. So this is why I had trouble picking. So it actually did exactly what I thought it was going to do. It was a hard fight for both. John Ramirez Q&A. What gloves will Canelo use? I believe he's using Winning, the same brand as the first fight. Nasha Muschana Q&A. With AJ's recent chats, you think we might have that Wilder versus AJ in April? No. I think they're going to go with like a Dillian White, Gerald Miller. Because he said the chats before. He said, "Oh, I'm not worried about Povetkin. It's Mod. I want Wilder," and then now he's fighting Povetkin. So, yeah, I'm not convinced until I see something. And as long as they don't give him a percentage split, and they keep robbing him and trying to give him a flat rate and some bullshit, that's gonna further prolong it. He said he's not doing the old deals are off the table now. So if they keep offering him a flat rate and not giving him something fair, especially if he beats Tyson Fury. If he beats Tyson Fury, he's pretty much the A side to me. You know, at least in public opinion. You guys can say whatever you want about 70, 80,000. Why are they giving away tickets then? If Joshua's this massive draw, the Povetkin fight's not a bad fight. Why do you have to get away tickets then? You know, but allegedly you can fight Pulev and sell out 78,000. How you sell 78,000 with Pulev, but then a better opponent is Povetkin, who's a gold medalist and has more power than Pulev, and you have to give away tickets according to Frank Warren. But it's not even just according. Go to Voucher. Go to voucher.com or .uk or whatever. They're not giving away, but they have like little package deals and shit. Michael Finelli Q&A. Who you got? Triple G or Canelo? Canelo. I think Canelo wins a decision. Hard fought decision. You still want to see Kell Brook or Amir Khan? You got to put Q&A. David Da Vinci. I'm not tripping. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, It doesn't bother me because I've already had to wait 7 years and it still hasn't happened to this point. Khan didn't look that sharp to me in his last fight. And Kell Brook got both of his eyes battered. So I'll watch it. But it doesn't hold the same merit that it once would have. All right, one more. I know I've done more than 5 questions. Tyleek Franks, Q&A. Can AB win another title? Yeah. With the amount of titles that are in boxing, he can definitely win another title. I mean, is it going to be a Pacquiao-Matisse type title? Maybe. But he can do it at 140. At 47, that's going to be difficult because that means you're going to have to go through Sean Porter, a guy who already beat you at a catch weight. And if Sean Porter's a champion, he beat Danny Garcia, arguably beat Keith Thurman, I don't see him rematching Broner at no catch weight anymore. So you would have to come to the champs weight. So, you know, and then Errol Spence, we heard about the sparring and stuff. So I don't know. They said they wouldn't fight anyway. So, and Keith Thurman's the other belt holder, Pacquiao. I mean, so who are you going to get a title from at 47? Those are all mad difficult fights. But he can get a title at 40 for sure. I mean, Broner versus Jose Ramirez, that's a good fight. Broner got a chance versus Jose Ramirez for sure. I'm not saying he would win absolutely, but he definitely got a chance. All right. Nisha says, yo, very good and reasonable answer, Ego. I wish they could ask AJ this. If you want the Wilder fight, why not give a percentage split given the magnitude of the fight? It's because they don't want the fight. Because, listen, if you really wanted a fight, why not make it happen? You know what would get Wilder in there, no questions asked. 50-50, he's for sure in there, UK or not. Okay, you don't want to budge 50-50. What about 45? Okay, you don't want to budge 45%. What about 40? 60-40. Lennox Lewis even said that. You don't want to give him 60-40. You want to give him a flat rate that stalls out his money. So if the fight is a massive success, massive, then he's stuck with the same money. You know? That's how I know they didn't want the fight. Because if you want the fight, you would make it reasonably accommodating, you know, reasonably. Like, nobody's saying sell yourself short. Joshua's going to make a career high payday fighting Wilder. They didn't even offer him 35%. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not Wilder's team. I'm not Shelly Finkel. So I don't know what's the lowest percent he would take. But either way, they didn't offer him any percent. So maybe he takes 35. Maybe he takes 32%. I don't know. I don't know what he's willing to take. But they didn't offer any of it. So that proves to me that they didn't want the fight. Because if you really and truly wanted the fight, you can budge at some, you know, okay, you don't want to give him 50-50, cool. But you can't give him 39%, 38, 37, 35, you know, nothing. He just has to get a flat rate. That's stupid. That's a bunk deal. And that's bogus. Straight up. Okay, let's say I had an event. Let's say I had the Ego's car wash. And I wanted you guys to get up at 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm having a massive car wash. And I say no matter how many cars we wash as a team, so there's 170 people roughly in this stream still. I have a massive car wash. Let's say we take over this huge Emporium parking lot. And I say, we're having the Boxingego, we're having the Ego car wash. Everybody wake up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., be there, bring some shorts, and we're going to wash a bunch of cars. I tell you that you don't get an hourly rate no matter how many cars we wash, no matter how hard you work, no matter how hot it gets outside, no matter any of these variables. I will only give you, like, so if it's great or not, I'm only going to give you $100. Right? Versus I gave you a percentage of what the event grosses. So if we do 100 cars, then we split that. You get a certain cut of that money. right? If we do 1 million cars, you get a certain percentage. You see how that's a big difference? See, so if you wash 5,000 cars at $20 a piece, you know, you made good profit. You did 5,000 cars from X time to X time at $20 a pop. So meanwhile, I'm caked up making all this money in the background. You know what I mean? And you stuck at $100. Like, stop it. Like, or $200, whatever. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense for anybody. And Wilder was so eager to try to land the fight and just be like, man, fuck it, whatever, that he was willing to take it. If you did 5,000 cars at $20, look, that's how much you would make. We use real square numbers. So that means the car wash generated $100,000. I told you I'm going to give you $100. Look at how's that a raw deal? Even if I told you no matter what, I'm giving you $250. So I just made $100,000 and I'm only giving you $250 of it. And we're supposed to be in, like, you know, it's the Boxingego with you, you know, car wash. It's supposed to be our event. Like, I get it, I'm Boxingego, and then you're whoever you are. And even if my page is bigger, you still bring something to the table and you're still doing some of the labor. And truth be told, if Wilder and Joshua fights, this is another reason why it's bullshit. Joshua, for all intents and purposes, he's a fun fighter to watch, but his build-ups, there's not much to him. He's boring in that regard. You know, he's no Conor McGregor where he's just going to entertain you and, man, who the fuck is that? That's not his MO. You know, he's a polite, humble guy or whatever. So the build-up is all going to have to come from Wilder. He's going to play the villain role, and he's going to be the one that's more in your face and charismatic. You know? He's going to be the one that, so basically he's going to help sell. So he's going to have to play his part and be a good little slave and help build the fight, because we know Joshua, Joshua's just going to give you square answers. Like, oh, you know, I've been training real hard for this fight. Like, he's not going to be like, bomb squat, and then yelling and doing all, you know what I mean? Scream, you know, the stuff that Wilder would do, the stuff that Fury does. So he got to do all that. And no matter how well the fight does, he's stuck with a certain amount of number. That's why Tyson Fury and Wilder steals the show in that regard, especially. Tyson doesn't have all the belts, but he's far more of a character. He's far more of a showman than Joshua. So some people, in this modern age of boxing, that amounts to something. Just like Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather did far greater numbers together than Maidana, but most boxing fans gave more of a shot of Maidana to win the rematch than Conor McGregor to beat Floyd in boxing. But Floyd and Conor did a great job selling the event. Conor was confident in doing, like, you know what I mean, weird training and stuff. They sold it. They sold it to people, packaged it up in a nice package. And that's what it is. And that amounts to something. So Fury Wilder might even be equally as big, if not bigger, just because they have a better chance. Like, Tyson Fury's already started. He's like, yo, boom, Wilder. Like, I'm coming for you. Like, he's already on Instagram and shit. Starting the process. Wilder, I mean, Joshua don't do stuff like that, from what I've seen. The most time I've seen Joshua get Brody was with Dominic Brazil. And that's the stream, people. Thank you guys for tuning in. Check the videos on the page. Shout out to the super chats, all the engagement. If you want tickets to the Box Fan Expo this weekend, the link is in the description of all my videos. We just working, people, having fun with this game. I'll be back with more streams later. The Vampire Stream. Thank you guys for coming out. God bless.